Welcome back to the Artefactors Union. I am your host and foreman, Douglas Scoundrels. Today we are assembling the Redacted box for the Outcasts faction, the Amalgam and Obliteration keywords. Box contains two models, V, the lady standing in the background, and Hardstop Herbert, the man in the foreground in the wheelchair. There's the artwork, renders on the back, V looking fairly simple for a model, just a lot of bits and bobs on her. Then Hardstop Herbert looking to be slightly more difficult with the wheelchair that we're going to have to build. Hopefully this won't be as bad as Abuela, but we will see. Alright, let's look at our sprues. We've got three different thin bits of sprue. This is going to be V. She is only 4 pieces. And then Herbert is going to be these 12 bits. I think go to, yeah, like that. As you can see, I have a bit that fell off, so I've got all 12 bits. So he's going to be probably pretty difficult. So we'll start with the easy one first. V. Let's look at her instructions and then go over the sprue. Okay, pretty simple. Grab the body, C1, and the legs, C2, then the right arm, C3, and the head, C4. Starting with C1, C2, the legs are going to fit right in there, like so. Now we will add C3, the right arm, going to go right up here in that connection point. It is sitting down at her side, but I don't think it's actually connected anywhere else on her body. So last C4, our head, going to go in the neck hole. This one took a little bit of poking to get it to settle in correctly. That's what the X-Acto knife is for. Alright, she's done. Put her on a base. I have a plan for Herbert. I'm hoping that it's correct. I think we can take the very back of the wheelchair, which is D3, I think. Could be D3 or be D4, I guess. I'll say it's D3. And then we're going to add D7 to it, which is my piece over here that fell off. Then we will do sort of Herbert's back, which will attach to the main chair, followed by Herbert's front. We'll do both of his legs. There is this weird piece that goes in between his left arm and the wheelchair or his legs. We'll attach that. Then we'll do both of the wheels. Then we'll do both of the arms. And lastly, this piece, which appears to be a sort of platform on the back of the wheelchair. It looked like it didn't have too solid of a connection point, so I'm going to do it last so it doesn't get like knocked off or anything. Alright, so we're going to start with D3, D7, and then D4. Let's look at the instructions. D3, D7 is going to fit right up top here. I think I can actually just like that. That is glued in place. Next is going to be D4 is back, and I guess part of the wheelchair, and it will connect like that, so we have the open, exposed part facing us. Okay, I got those 3 bits stacked up nicely on top of each other. Next is going to be D1, which is most of Herbert's body, including his head, this one right here, and we're just going to continue stacking the bits. So I think this one will also hold in place fairly well, like that. Okay, now that we've got the majority of his body and the chair complete, we can work on his legs. Here we have D11, which is going to be his right leg, and then D10, which is going to be his left leg. And then we will follow it up with D2, this right here. As you can see, the right leg has something that looks very similar to D2 attached to it, while the left leg does not. So I'm assuming this is going to mimic this bit right here, just on the left leg. But let's start with D11. D11 will fit right in there, like that. Easy attachment. Let's do D10, the left leg. A very similar position. like so. Alright, so we can look at the bottom. So D2 is going to mirror the piece on the other side. You can see how the connection points kind of match up. We're looking for something like that, which you can see similar to the other side. Cool. That looks great. Okay, next is going to be our wheels, which are numbered, identified, whatever, as D5 there, and D something. I guess D6 probably. Our connection points are going to be attaching right on top of the piece that we just added and its counterpart on the right side. Thankfully, we have identifying connection points. This is a bar and this is a T, which will match to the bar here and the T shape here. So let's add our left wheel. Our left wheel is on. That appears to be the only connection point. So we'll go over and do our right wheel next. Oops. Wheels look good. You can send them down on the base pretty steadily. Only got 3 bits left. We will first do D12, our right arm, and then D9, our left arm, finishing with D8, this back platform piece. D12, go right here in the shoulder socket. Also connects to the top of the wheel, keep that in mind. Now do our left arm over here. It has a tube that will go around and end up back here, mimicking more or less where this tube right here stops. So let's jam that in that shoulder socket. It's slid in just fine. You see the tube really close to touching that wheel, but not quite. You could probably still glue it there if you'd like, though. Okay, our last bit, D8. And I know the part that actually connects to the chair, we're looking at the back side, is right along here. You see this notch that is a connection point, and that will line up with this notch right here. And it'll probably also connect to some of this other stuff back here, but we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and add that now. Anyone that has assembled this was probably yelling at me from the start. This should not have gone on last. It should have gone on like second or third, really. But it still fit up in there, and I only have a few regrets. So you can see it's pretty tightly wedged in there. You had to kind of pop these guys in here. But it's a nice solid fit. Now obviously the problem I have now is that these small pieces from the front of the wheelchair probably need to connect in these corners, and I'm having a sort of a hard time doing that. And I'm sure if I assembled it in the correct order, excuse me, these would be in the right spot. But you can also see the tube glues to these tanks over here. So all in all, pretty solid connection, and I should have done this in a better way. So I'm going to put them on a base, learn from my mistake. Again, do this like step 2 or 3, and it will turn out better. So let's put them on a base. And I went ahead and pulled off the arms and wheels. This is my mini, so I don't mind messing up a little bit just to give you better instructions. So this is what it looks like, and I made sure that there was no gap in there. I pushed it up high as possible, and that should give us the best results as far as connections go. So I'm going to go ahead and add his right side in. We'll see what it looks like back here. Alright, here's the right side after I add all the stuff back on. It's a better connection, but don't forget to actually glue it on there, otherwise it'll almost definitely flop off. And be careful that it won't separate when you're doing the assembly. Keep an eye on it. So I'll add his left side now. Okay, left side is back how it's supposed to be, and that overall looks a lot better of a connection for this piece. Now we can put them on a base. All done. The redacted box is completed, containing V and Hardstop Herbert. I didn't do a separate review for the two of them because it's two minis, and let's be honest, all the difficulty lies in one of them, that being Hardstop Herbert. So V was very, very simple. Hardstop Herbert, the bits went together fairly well. You just need to make sure to put that platform on the back of the wheelchair on fairly early so you can connect those sort of arms that come off of the wheels. Once you got that, it was not too bad. Nothing super duper fiddly, really. So, yeah, I guess I can rate this as a moderate difficulty just because you really got to get your assembly order right. And that's all I got to say. I'm sometimes really bad at closing these videos off. So I have been your foreman, Douglas Scoundrel, helping you build a better Malifaux.